All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six Pack Fantasy Baseball Cheat Sheets. In this video, I'm going to be running through the Categories League Draft Cheat Sheet setup and tutorial. And if you want access to these, make sure you go over to fantasysixpack.net/plans and sign up to become an all-access member. Before you do that, jump over to our Twitter at Fantasy6Pack and look for one of our promo codes. If you can't find one, just DM me on Twitter. I'm at F6P_Joe. All these links will be in the description below, but let's get moving here. So the first thing, and I apologize if you can't read this, there is a lot of information on this first tab here, the instructions and the setup, but I highly suggest that you read this and go through it. It will explain everything in way more detail than what I'm going to be able to do here today on this video. But the most importantly here, we've got the setup. So we know not everybody plays in average and wins leagues, so some of you play in OBP and OPS leagues. So we give you the option to choose those, and it will change some of the values on the other side in the cheat sheet tab. Wins and quality starts are the same way. We also gave you the opportunity to change your ADP source. So ADP is very different on every site. And so what we've done is we've pulled the ADP sources from Fantrax, Yahoo, ESPN, CBS, NFBC, RTSports. And then we do have an other, which uses like the consensus ADP, but hopefully we've got your bases covered here with these generic sites. I'm going to leave it on Fantrax. But that being said, one quick note about Shohei Ohtani. We did leave him as two different players. So he has one utility/DH player and one pitcher player. I felt like some of you are able to move him around because you're in daily transaction leagues. Some of you are not. It just was so much easier to leave him as two different players and let you all figure out how to handle him for your league specifics. But that being said, let's jump over here to the cheat sheet, which is the most important part of it, obviously. And there's a lot of data here. So we've got name, team, position. I think those are pretty self-explanatory. We've got undrafted players projection rank. And that is, there's a formula in the background that projects these players, gives them like a score based off of the categories that you chose. So if you had OBP and or OPS, it would be slightly different. I left it as average. If you used quality starts instead of wins, it would be slightly different. I left it as wins. So this rank is ranked 1 through however many players are on this board. I think there's over 1,000. We've got your Fantrax ADP. So you see it here. Then you've got your Fantrax ADP rank. So these should be pretty similar, but these will start, the rank will start changing as you remove players, and I'll show you that in a second. Then we've got where the meat of this really lies, and this is the values. So we have given a value of the player based on the other available players on the board. So we've got it by overall, so hitters and pitchers combined. You've got just your hitters, just your pitchers, and then because obviously if you're building a rotisserie or even a head-to-head categories league, categories matter. The build of your team matters. So as you get farther down the draft, especially, you're going to maybe realize, oh, I need extra home runs. I need extra steals. I need extra strikeouts. You can filter or sort these categories by largest to smallest, and it will show you who the most valuable player is for that category still left on the board. Now, you may not want to draft him where you are at that point in the draft because, you know, right now, Alberto Mondesi is projected to be the second most valuable stolen base player on the board, but his ADP is around almost 300. So you clearly don't have to take him in round 1 to get stolen bases. So again, use all the information there for you at your disposal. And there you go. So now that I have it sorted by a category, how do we get it back to the way it was? Well, the best way to do that, honestly, in my opinion, is to either do it by overall value, largest to smallest, or really the exact same thing is undrafted players rank smallest to largest. So the rank, obviously, 1 is better, higher is worse, but the values, the higher the number, the better. So you can pick however you want to do it. It is all explained on the instructions tab, but that's how you would do it. So let me show you how this works as you're going through the draft. So again, this is using Fantrax ADP. I will just kind of go off of their ADP for the most part here. So say first pick, somebody wants to take the #1 overall player, and that is Aaron Judge. So what you would do is you right click on the column number, the row number, and you hit delete. So what you're going to notice here is a lot of these values are going to change. The overall values are going to change. The hitter value is going to change. Now, clearly he has no pitcher value, so that's not going to affect anything. But the home run values for everybody else, the runs, the RBI, stolen base, and the average values for everybody will change because we are removing his values from the board. So everybody else should go up because he's the highest in a lot of these. So as you see, Turner's value went up, Freddie Freeman's Turner, Jose Ramirez, they all kind of went up. So you take the best player off the board, everybody below him, their values are going to increase because they are now better, or some of them are better than the rest of the players available. So just to show you real quick, let's take Acuna off the board. So he was the highest projected stolen base player on the board when I sorted it that way. So he still is. So I'm going to remove Ronald Acuna from the board. Let's say he gets taken second. So he has, let's look at like Trey Turner. He has a value of 3.79. His should go up because now his stolen base value will be higher because you've taken Ronald Acuna's stolen bases off the board, and he becomes more valuable than a lot of the other stolen base players, or the players that will get you stolen bases. So if I hit delete, we saw Trey Turner's go up to 3.8 from 3.7 something. So again, that's how all of this works, and you're going to see their hitter values go. Let's remove a pitcher just to show you that. So Garrett Cole is actually, let's do Aaron Nola. Let's say somebody wants to draft Aaron Nola as the first pitcher off the board. So you're going to see Cole has a pitcher value of 3.3. I believe that's Corbin Burns is 3.2. We get rid of Nola. Their 2 values should go up. Everybody below them should go up. Below Nola should go up as well. And they did. So see how everybody's values start changing as you start removing players on and off the board. You use the ADP, you use the ranks, you build your team accordingly. You can filter by position as you get later on. So if you click the little drop down, all you want to do in here is, because there's people have multiple position eligibilities all over the place, it gets kind of wonky. There's no buttons, unfortunately. But say you just want to see all the first basemen, you would literally just click 1B, hit OK, and all the first basemen would then show. And if you want to undo it, you click down the little drop down again and just click clear filter, and you're right back to where you were. So it's very valuable. All the data is there for you. I'm always available on Twitter, or you can hit us up on Fantasy Six Pack. We have a contact form page there to help you answer any questions you have. But again, you can check this thing out on fantasysixpack.net/plans. Sign up to become an all-access member, and good luck this season.